Right now, the chip inside the most powerful AI systems on Earth was almost certainly made by one company. Not Intel, not AMD, not a secret government lab. One company, run by one man, that almost went bankrupt in 2008. And today, that company is worth more than the entire economy of France. This is not luck. It is one of the most calculated industrial takeovers in the history of technology. And it happened so slowly that almost nobody noticed until it was already over. In the early 2000s, Nvidia made graphics cards. Their entire business was helping computers render video games faster. Then in 2006, they released a software platform called CUDA. At launch, it was simply a way for developers to use Nvidia graphics cards to run general calculations. Nobody cared. AI was an academic curiosity. The idea that a gaming chip would one day run the global economy was absurd. But Nvidia kept investing in CUDA anyway. Jensen Huang understood something the rest of the industry had not grasped. The parallel processing that made GPUs fast at rendering pixels would also make them fast at the math neural networks required. The question was whether neural networks would ever matter enough to justify the bet. In 2012, that question got its answer. A team led by researcher Geoffrey Hinton entered a global image recognition competition called ImageNet. Their model, AlexNet, crushed every competitor by a margin that stunned the field. The second-place model had an error rate of 26%. AlexNet hit 15%, and it ran on Nvidia GPUs, trained using CUDA. Every AI lab in the world noticed. Within months, researchers everywhere were replicating the approach, and every single one of them needed Nvidia hardware. This is where Nvidia made its real move. The company did not just sell faster chips, it built an ecosystem. Every major AI framework, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and the deep learning libraries underneath them was optimized for CUDA. Switching away from Nvidia did not just mean buying different hardware. It meant rebuilding your entire software stack. The cost of leaving became higher than the cost of staying. By 2017, the transformer architecture had arrived. Transformers were even more computationally hungry than anything before. Training a single large model now cost millions of dollars. Every dollar of that cost went through Nvidia. The company began designing chips purely for AI. The H100, released in 2022, became the most coveted piece of hardware in the technology industry almost overnight. Companies were not just buying them, they were hoarding them. Microsoft, Google, Meta, and Amazon spent tens of billions acquiring H100s as fast as Nvidia could ship them. When ChatGPT launched in November 2022, the race went global. Every company needed AI. Every AI needed GPUs. Nvidia's revenue exploded from $27 billion to over $60 billion in a single year, then nearly doubled again. Jensen Huang became one of the wealthiest people on Earth. Crowds lined up at tech conferences for his autograph. Nvidia now controls an estimated 70 to 95% of the AI training chip market. Google, Amazon, AMD, and Intel have all built competing chips, spending billions in the attempt. Together, they hold a fraction of Nvidia's position. Researcher Willy Shai at Harvard Business School has studied this pattern. Once a platform becomes infrastructure, challengers need to be dramatically better just to get a hearing. And dramatically better takes years before you ship a single unit. Nvidia is not standing still. New architectures arrive on aggressive timelines. The moat keeps widening while challengers are still digging. Right now, every time you use an AI tool, ask a chatbot a question or generate an image. The computation underneath that interaction is almost certainly running on Nvidia hardware. The invisible infrastructure of the AI economy runs on chips built by one company in one city, sold at prices that have made it one of the most valuable businesses in history. It started with a gaming graphics card. It built slowly and deliberately for years before anyone was watching. And by the time the world needed AI at scale, there was really only one place to buy what made it possible. The question you should probably be asking is, what are they building right now that you are not paying attention to yet?